of paper 4. So today we are going to learn unit 4th of paper 4, that is the principle of fish breeding. Now I explain this unit point wise according to your syllabus. Isn't it, dear students? So let's start the point first. Artificial fish breeding. The artificial fish breeding is a method may be dry and wet in fertilization, milk stripped of the fish directly into the water, and the method of added after the egg sperms have been truly mixed. The dry method is generally preferred and believe that the milk remain fertile and longer period dry. The method is more situated egg strictly. The female fish is catch or dry the help of towel. The fish held in the left handed, it's the belly turn up and stripped in down with the thumb of the right hand. Then the eggs are forced out in gently massage of the abdomen. You watch this video, see in this video. Then the stripping from the hinder end first is collected in the towel vessel. The end of stripping abdomen appear entirely empty and collapse, and all the eggs have passes into the container. There is no ill effect on the fish which set freely. The male eggs are truly mixed with the help of feeder. Then the male caught, dried with the towel and kept with belly downward. The milk is passes stripping into the same container. This milk and eggs truly mix in the same container. This milk and eggs are truly mixed with the help of feeder. The water is added and the egg mixed with stripping. Then the many species of fishes can be artificially. Sometimes fertilized egg are transferred into hatching pits. Many species of fishes can be artificially spawn and fertile eggs obtained in large number by the above method. This method is called the artificial fertilization by stripping. It is believed that the milk remains fertile the longer period when the dry and wet method more the egg that are very sticky. Okay. Now the second method is adapted for the difficult to spawn. In this method, the two methods are used. The breeding special type of pond called bun, and breeding means a hormone induced method. But the students, according to your syllabus, the point are deleted in the reduced syllabus of 25%. That's why we will learn only one point, and that is the special type of pond called the bun, wet bun and the dry bun. You watch this video. This is the wet bun. This perennial pond situated in the slope of vast cement area of the embankment of the three side. The main water truly here, the shallow margin dry up during the summer month, and but the shallow margin in this the second one is a dry bun. Dry bun has been described in the shallow dispersion enclosed in the embankment of during the monsoon season. The rainwater rush from the wash. The dry bun is a temporary bun, and the wet bun is a permanent bun. Okay. While after a little sexual pay at the spawn, the eggs collected by means of mosquito net and transfer the small or the cloth of HAPA. They're hatching after the 5 days. Next point is the ecological factor influencing spawning in fishes. Like the several environmental factors such as light, temperature, pH have the great influence of the gonadotropic activity of the pituitary gland of fish and play the important role in stimulating the release of pituitary gonadotropins, thus controlling the reproduction of fishes. Isn't it, dear students? We will see the first point is a role of photoperiod. The light appear to be important factor to controlling the reproduction in fishes. The reported of the reproduction of total absence of light causes the delay in the maturation of ovary, and the functional maturity can be induced several months in advance to normal time of expose the first increasing photoperiod and later the decreasing photoperiod. Then but during the vitellogenesis, a short photoperiod accelerated the formation of mature oocytes. A photoperiod manipulation accelerated the sexual maturation in the Japanese fish. During the non-refractory period, induced the four batches oocytes and the same female. These oocytes can be spawned by injected ovarian luteinizing hormone, use the giving in the spawning per fishes when only the possible in nature. Okay, the next this is all about the temperature or no so sorry the this is all about the environmental factors such as the light, call it the role of photoperiod. Then the next point is influence of temperature. The temperature also play the important role in maturation of gonad in fishes. The several authors have shown that they are the optimum temperature for breeding of fishes. Above and below they may not reduce. Then the maturity is supported at the low temperature. In mostly fishes, maturity is suppressed at the low temperature. In the low temperature, maturity is suppressed. That's why in the several species like tilapia, also the maturity suppressed at the low temperature. Then they show the warm temperature stimulated maturation gonad several fishes and they bring about the spermation. During include the breeding of Indian carp, the spawning temperature rearing near about 25 to 30 degree centigrade. You see in this video. The separate temperature in the carp and the common environmental factor responsible for the mass mortality of different carps. The temperature plays a very important role in the embryonic development of carp eggs is directly correlated with the environmental temperature. Embryonic development retards the lower temperature and accelerated when the water temperature reaches at the optimum level and further reduce or return little at a certain level of higher temperature. Then the different species have contain the different temperature. Okay, this is all about the influence of temperature. Thank you dear students. Finish our unit 4. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay healthy. Thank you.